we're in a good place, I feel like the healing journey has continued, then everything changed in the blink of an eye. Seemingly out of the blue, everything I thought I knew about life and healing and my ability to heal anything was ripped away. On April the 30th, 2018, my husband went to work and he was hit in the head with a steel bar. A 2x2 steel bar with about 1,200 pounds of the dock leveler torque behind it. It's Oklahoma. Happened at work. That means workers' comp. Everybody says workers' comp sucks. I promise you it sucks more in Oklahoma. No trip to the hospital. Unconscious, on the ground. Traumatic brain injury. No trip to the hospital. No proper medical care. Nothing. And just like that, everything I thought I had was taken away. Now, do you see the guy, the smile? See how cute he is in that corner? One hit to the head, and he became this guy. Okay? My best friend, my husband, of 25 years, took one hit to the head and became a it's called radical personality change, different person. If you don't know anything about your frontal lobe, know that this is your executive functioning. This is your personality. This is your mood. This is your temper. So in a split moment, my best friend, my person, my lobster, became a stranger, an angry stranger, filled with rage. And I promise you, he hated my guts with every single, from that moment of renewing our vows and declaring our love, to the man hating me with every single part of him. And that's when I really learned healing wasn't enough. And so the next couple of years, the next 2.5 to 3 years, were filled, it almost felt like it was a reoccurrence of a generational curse. My father was violent, my father was angry, my father was abusive. I married someone who was none of those things. But one hit to the head, and that's exactly what he became. And I am not going to go down the whole thing of what that was like, but what I will say is if you've ever known someone with a frontal lobe TBI, to know that the impulse control is gone, and the rage is the only thing happening in their brain. And it was abuse. It was horrific abuse every single day. And because he was, is that my 30-minute? I'll hurry up. Okay, so, and because he was not competent anymore, right? I couldn't leave. He needed full-time care, he couldn't drive. He was a danger to himself. I came home one day and he was trying to cut the live wires in the kitchen. Yeah, came home another day and he was pouring gasoline on something that was going to catch fire. Because why? The frontal lobe was gone, basically. And we're not going to spend just a whole lot of more time there because there's a really happy ending with this, so just so you know, okay? But what I will say is if I read you his diagnoses, they were actually worse than mine. Moderate diffuse global atrophy, post-traumatic seizure disorder, 24/7 intractable migraines, progressive vision loss, microvascular ischemia, subcortical and paraventricular white matter disease, intermittent explosive disorder, rage disorder, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, severe anxiety, severe OCD, severe depression. I'm missing one or two, I think. But you get the idea, right? I mean, the guy that was there, that adorable smile, and my best friend in the world, became a stranger I had to take care of that was absolutely cruel in every single possible way. But you know what? I knew it wasn't him. I knew it was the brain injury. Because the person I loved would never do those things. And it's sort of like if somebody has a broken leg, right? You're not going to yell at them for not doing the marathon. Same thing with a broken brain. His brain was broken. And that's when I learned healing really wasn't enough. We couldn't heal this. We had to change. And if you think, okay, so this is a lot, right? Almost 6 months to the day. My daughter was in a school bus rollover crash and suffered a traumatic brain injury. Yep, that's us.
How long
was 6 months after his injury, September 29th of 2018. 2018 kind of suck it, if you ask me. Okay? So I have two with traumatic brain injuries. Okay? So now that picture of me makes a lot of sense, right? Because she could barely survive all of it. Because she, number one, was always focused on how to heal, not how to change. And two, always focused on how could she sacrifice herself for everyone else. Okay? And so that's 2 brain injuries. And so then set out the new part of the journey. How do I save us? How do I change us? I actually don't remember what the next slide is. Something had to give, right? Kind of like this sweater that keeps falling down. Something had to give. And it set me on this new journey because you see, I had already, read the Morris Goodman story. I had listened to so much Louise Hay, and I had listened to Dr. Wayne Dyer, who I adore, and I was a Hay House subscriber, and I took it all in, right? All of it in. But again, the piece I was missing was that the key is in changing, not in healing. And then one day, this profound moment came through, and I literally heard it. Knock, knock, Neo. The Matrix has you. And see, I thought I had this understanding of what that meant, but I really didn't. Because again, the Matrix was telling me I can heal anything, right? But then I would just pop another disease, and then pop another disease, and then pop another disease. So when we're talking about getting away from healing, and I'm not just talking about me, or my husband, or my daughter, I'm talking about all of us. I work professionally as an intuitive, a healer, a spiritual counselor, a coach, and I see it every single day with my clients, right? That we're told we can heal anything. We're told that we can, shift energies, but the thing we're not being taught is how to change.